Hello and welcome. My name's Devin and I'm here to be your guide into the wonderful world of psychic ability. Through the series of video clips that I'm in the process of creating, I hope to give you a tremendous amount of information as well as insights into what psychic ability is really all about, as well as the abilities themselves and how they work, and more importantly, how you could work to develop your own potential and talents, whatever they may be. But before I get into any of that, I wanted to take a moment to explain why it is that I've spent the time to put together this series of videos, why I've decided to share what I know in this format. Well, the number one reason is because I hope to clear up a lot of misinterpretations and misconceptions about what psychic ability is really all about. In point of fact, there's so many different things out there and so many different people presenting so many different ideas that we've actually lost sight of what it's really all about. If you've actually ever gone into a journey of investigation, I'll call it, into psychic ability, you'll probably have noticed that most of the books and seminars and courses out there are more dedicated to showing off how great the creator is, how great the author is, and whatnot. It's not so much about here's things to help you develop your own talent. It's based on the simple idea that because I can do it, you can do it too. Send me money and I'll show you how. Well, why? There's so much more. This stuff is all normal and natural. It's within all of us. But it doesn't mean it's within us all the same way. After all, we're completely different. We all have different abilities in every other part of life. Why would we expect to have the same in this too? So that's for me number one, to clear up a lot of misinterpretations and misconceptions, of which that just represents the tip of the iceberg. Second to that, but somewhat related, is the fact that I really believe that if people have the right information to work with, and have support, then they can work to develop their own talents. Not to develop some other person's talent, but their own individual personal talents. So it's my hope that through this series of videos, you'll get an understanding of potential. But more importantly, you will hopefully trigger or buzz or resonate with something that represents your potential, that you can then work to develop on your own, to become everything that you're capable of. Not just that I, as the creator of this video series, am capable of. Because I'm not you and you're not me. We're going to be different and do different things. And you really do need to develop your own talent. So that's point number two. Number three is the fact that, well, all this knowledge that I have really isn't doing any good locked inside my head. By sharing it, I hope to allow anyone and everyone who is interested in developing their own true talents, that this information will be available, that they'll be able to take part in my wisdom and my understanding to develop their own understanding of themselves, to develop their own talents, as I've previously said. But I can't do any of that if I don't share it. And for me, this is a medium that is very beneficial and wonderful with which to convey what I know. Which also then ties in with the fourth and final reason that I've created this series. And that's because I want more people to get involved. Right now, a lot of things that we call psychic or supernatural or paranormal or whatever have these labels because of lack of people involved in them. Certain things are the way they are in our world because there's hundreds or thousands of people involved. Other things like psychic tend to be less involved. And that means lots more misunderstandings because of that lack of people. And at the same time, as we get more and more people involved, they're going to come up with their own ideas. They're going to come up with their own discoveries, which add up. After all, we all, as I like to say, have pieces of the puzzle. If we have 2 people involved, we end up with 2 pieces to the puzzle. If we have 10,000 people involved, we get 10,000 pieces. The more pieces, the more clear the picture becomes. The more we understand what it's all about. And so that's my fourth reason, to get people involved, to get them motivated to discovering their own abilities and from there developing further knowledge, to take what I'm about to offer and expand on it through personal experience. So for me, that's the fundamental reality behind why I want to do this. To, again, clean up a lot of misinterpretations and misconceptions, to help you develop your own inner potential and talents, whatever they may be, to share what I know in a format that works well with me, but gives you what I know directly, and as well as to get more people involved so that they can include their own ideas, and we as an entire group or species, if you will, can grow and evolve beyond the limits that we've set for ourselves. So now that I've explained why, we can begin on some of the other topics. So as we go, just watch each video in series. I don't recommend jumping ahead. I do know there's some cool titles and some interesting sounding things coming, but if we deal with things as they come, one step at a time, then we get the best benefit. If we skip and jump, we lose out. Now, my goal is to provide the best information that I have, and the only way that I can do that is if you follow it step by step. So please watch each video in the order that they appear, in the order that they were created, because they were created that way for a very specific and defined reason. And hopefully as you get to the end of the series, you'll understand what that reason is. But I won't explain it because it probably wouldn't mean much now anyway. So that's it for this section. Best of luck in your own journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.